Yes, dear human, good morning. Today is the 6th day of July 2023. It's a chilly morning here. And today we will be talking about a hasty love relationship. A relationship where the priests who never became got married in a day. I'm sure you are aware of those scenarios where you get to see a young lady as a young guy. And you definitely feel in your heart and in your mind that this is the mother of my children, the person who will grow old together, and that may be why the priest never became. Because one day he made a very quick decision and realized, wow, this guy, it's the person to settle with. But that apart, today we will be talking about why Shakespeare killed Romeo and Juliet. I'm sure you guys, the Generation Z, has never read a play by Shakespeare called Romeo and Juliet. It's a tragic love story which happens and takes place in a place called Verona. Many years ago, I guess it was a 20th century book, play, which was written by Shakespeare, a great writer. And the story of Romeo and Juliet, it's a love story whereby Romeo was a young guy who was very brave, who was very articulative, a very nice guy, the ideal guy of every girl out there. So Romeo one day met Juliet and said, Allah, now this is the girl. This is the person who I'm going to settle down with. And Romeo knew that from now going forward, I'm going to marry Juliet. She is the lady of my type, and it was all planned. However, Romeo seems to be a very spontaneous guy, the person who makes very hasty decisions. Romeo proposed and arranged to get married. They were feeling, Romeo and Juliet, they fell in love together. They very fast, they planned to get married. However, they came from very different backgrounds, from fielding families which had disagreements in the past, in business-wise. And they were enemies, sworn enemies. Imagine marrying a girl from your enemy's family. It's even never thought about. I know some people never got married because the families, they were never in terms, because they were accusing each other, your boy is bad, your girl is bad. But imagine that's what Romeo and Juliet were testing. However, they died tragically because they arranged to escape after Romeo was banished from Verona for killing Juliet's cousin Tybalt. So, when Romeo was banished, he arranged that Juliet would escape with her so that they could get married. And remember, they have known each other for a very short time, and they had decided to get married. So they decided to take some kind of liquid, some kind of chemicals, which I think ni mchele, walikunywa mchele, which would make you look like you are dead, but you are not dead. So, but there was miscommunication and some poor choices, arrangements on how they should escape. And when Juliet was given her mchele, Romeo believed that Juliet was dead. And then he killed himself. Later to realize that when Juliet woke up, that Juliet also found out that Romeo was dead, and that's how they both took. Also, Juliet killed herself. So that was a very hasty decision for both of them, and they ended up dead together. And today, if we talk about today, many people make very hasty decisions concerning marriage, concerning major decisions to make And we know that every decision we make will have an impact in long term. It's a long term thing. So, right now I have a friend who works on online dating sites. And this guy tells me that the features they look when they are matching partners, it's about the people who have similar interests. Like if you have similar interests, wants, passions, that you can make a great couple who will not disagree. But that's not. I find it a very superficial way of looking at things. That if you match people who have similar passions, similar likes, wants and needs, I find that fascinating, but it's what online dating is all about. You are matched by a pair. You will be matched by the people who express the same feelings. So the priest who never got married, who never became a priest, got married because one day he met a girl and he knew that this is the mother of my children. This is the person we will get aged together. But that is a story of another day. But what if we had arranged marriages? Arranged marriages like the one Indians have. The arranged marriages, I believe they are difficult at first. But every partner comes into that marriage with the right attitude that marriage is hard work. And you will have to work very hard to maintain the marriage because you don't want to mess up with the people who arranged your marriage. So, in the long run, arranged marriages are successful because everyone has the right attitude that marriage is hard work. And they keep working hard to keep learning about their partners. And I'm not saying we should just try to arrange marriages for our children. But imagine if you had an arranged marriage where you got into marriage with an attitude that this is hard work. I will keep striving every day to please my wife or my husband. So that would be great. That would be great. And the people would not be asking, how did you meet? No, that will not be an important question. The important question will be, how did you manage to stay married? And everything is about hard work. Every success is hard work. Either in business, in social life, or in marriage. It's hard work. So the important question to be asked if you had arranged marriages is, how did you stay married for 10 years, for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? You never know. How did you manage to stay married? That's the important question where someone can learn about, but not learning from how did you meet. How did you meet? It's not important because that is a short-term thing. But how you stayed married is a long-term question. So I think Shakespeare killed Romeo and Juliet because these guys, they made very hasty decision, which I find them not informed, just infatuations, just emotions. And Juliet was getting himself a man who even did kill his cousin because of some disagreement. I think Romeo was not the right person for Juliet. However, I think Shakespeare killed Juliet because he didn't want to deal with, to write about what happened later, the divorce which could have followed, the custody cases which could have followed of Romeo Jr. So that's why the play had a very tragic end, because Shakespeare didn't like to continue the play because it was not adding up. Those hasty decisions. But in every experience, we are just here to learn or win. There is no loss. Everywhere there is no loss or lose. It's only about learn or win. And with that, it's allowed 7:50 a.m. So I wish to say goodbye. Have a fruitful day. Today it will be a great day for every one of us. Thank you. Bye.